Hello and good morning. I'm glad to be here again. Whatever happens tomorrow, we have had today. Today, this lecture is an attempt of understanding the basic and fundamental impacts of COVID-19 on persons with disabilities. So let's get started. Coronavirus disease is a respiratory illness that can spread from person to person. The virus is thought to spread mainly between people who are in close contact with one another within about approximately 6 feet through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes. It's also possible that a person can get COVID-19 by touching a surface or object that has the virus on it and then touching their own mouth, nose, or even eyes. The COVID-19 pandemic caused drastic changes in the lives of general population. People with physical disabilities who commonly encounter daily challenges such as barriers to community mobility, reduced access to healthcare services, and higher risk of suffering from depression face additional challenges in the context of COVID-19 and pandemic. This overall global pandemic was declared due to the novel SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 at the end of 2019, which resulted in more than 22 million caused by August 2020. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and associated isolation and protective measures are leading to drastic changes in the lives of general population, particularly in people with disabilities. In addition to the positive response and possibility of having the COVID-19 its health-related complications, the general population is experiencing major consequences in their daily lives, such as we are having the stress pressure, the stress exposure, low mood, disturbed sleeping patterns, the financial worry and depression. Projections show that increased suicide rates may result from this pandemic. And some COVID-19 has resulted in tremendous impact among the non-disabled population. Individuals living with disabilities who represent 15% of the global population commonly encounter challenges while carrying out their daily life activities. Without the COVID-19 context, such as we are having the barriers to community mobility, difficulty accessing public transportation, we are having reduced access to healthcare services and barriers to communications. Compared to the general population, individuals with disability have a high risk of depression, lower life satisfaction, increased loneliness. So, considering all these in the COVID-19 pandemic scenario, the World Health Organization (WHO) stated that additional consideration from governments, healthcare systems, disability service providers, institutional settings, communities, and actors are needed for people with disabilities. A global pandemic has the potential to significantly increase the daily challenges of people with disabilities and may have a greater impact compared to the general population. Indeed, people with disabilities are often directly impacted by deficiencies and gaps in the healthcare system. They have a higher risk of contracting COVID-19 and increased complications associated with disabilities barriers to respect social distancing measures. For example, let's look at the people with disabilities may rely on public and adapted transportations, have regular healthcare or rehabilitation appointments, or need close contact from caregivers or health professionals. To achieve the daily routine or have reduced ability to communicate with face mask both speakingly and by hearing others. Dependency of special people is increasingly susceptible to COVID-19. They are considered vulnerable in this crisis. And the recommendation is crucial that governments, healthcare providers, and the general population understand the reality of people with disabilities to support their needs with adequate policies, such as ensuring the continuity of necessary community-based social services or providing access to important information and developing adopted guidelines. to the end of it, and this battle against COVID-19 is also very, very much essential to follow the motto of the United Nations Conventions on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities of 2020 and 2021. Thank you for having me. That's all for now. See you soon and coming with you. Goodbye. Take care.